command kind of working so well for him tonight?
I think it was his fastball command, how he was attacking the strike zone, but just the poise out there it's well beyond his years. Just to go out there in that game and that environment, our crowd was amazing. I heard it was another record crowd, and so thankful how they continue to support us. But Appy was Appy. That's what he's been doing. As we saw on the recruiting trail for years and years. The moment's never too big, and he's just going to fill out the strike zone. But I think the really difference was tonight. He was driving the heater glove side. He always has been able to do that. So into righties, but then also both sides of the plate. So the fastball really becomes two different pitches. He threw some breaking balls. Some of them even backed up. I know Dardar swung through one at the top, but just attacking the strike zone, good pace, good poise, and a pretty special performance by him.
How big was that at bat against Curiel in the fifth? Just after Cam had come in and had 2 runners on?
It's huge. I mean, Curiel's a big leaguer. I mean, he's been famous for a long, long time, and he's obviously hit the homer yesterday in the play, made his center. But two guys just going at it, competing. But I thought Appy was doing a good job of getting the fastball to different quadrants of the strike zone. And that's a guy that doesn't chase out of the strike zone either, right? So it's a very difficult deal with two future big leaguers going at it. And just the poise to continue to attack the strike zone, have faith, and not lose that guy. You walk him there, it could create all kind of a mess. But Appy just being Appy.
Y'all have had several great freshman pitchers during your time here. Where does he kind of rank amongst the others we've seen?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's too early to maybe put a stamp on it. I mean, I think Drew Beam comes to mind. It's just what he brought to this program. And I know Burns didn't finish his career here, but he was amazing. Blake Tidwell, there's been a lot of guys. But the thing with Appy that's so unique is he's really so low maintenance and bought into getting better and better and better each day. And he's done a great job with Ren getting through, getting that fastball where he's able to get it to both sides of the plate. And again, I think he's going to be a really good one here.
How impressive is it for him as a freshman to have that level of poise? And is there a moment where you realize that, he could really handle anything up there?
Well, on the recruiting trail, it was funny. He was always just kind of laid back. We would meet with him on the road and just kind of be chilling. And that's just kind of his personality. The moment never gets too big. I really think it's a credit to his parents and how he was raised. I mean, he does things the right way. And there's really no ego there for a guy that has had all the accolades throughout the course of his high school career and turns down a ton of money to come to school. And he's never come up in my office and said, I need to start on Friday night or anything like that. And not that necessarily would be a bad thing, but he just wants to win and he wants to be here at Tennessee, and I'm very thankful he is.
How would you assess Teagan's performance?
Gritty, taking that ball. I don't think it really squared him up all the way. That's a terrifying moment. I think that theme needs to be done. Baseball's flying in our players' heads one way or the other, but just toughness. He pops up and automatically he's like, hey, I'm good. But I thought Woody did a good job of kind of making sure he was a good spot, and the umpire did too. There was really no rush, but just visiting with him, that's been the beauty of going into the dugout. I can get up and kind of look him in the eyes and get a feel for it, and we wanted to get him back out there again one more time to get through the catcher at the bottom, and then he gave us everything he had tonight, and long term no issues, but he competed well, and that's what we needed tonight.
Kind of reference it there. Is there a point where Cam does so well that you have no choice but to put him in the rotation?
That's a good question. We'll talk with the staff, but I think right now it's working. He's putting us in position to win games. I wouldn't. Yeah, there's 100% a chance that he could be in there at any point. But I think that's the unique thing about Appy. Before his time here is done, he will pitch a lot more as a starter than he does out of the pen. There's no doubt about it. But we'll continue to have those conversations as we navigate the emotional wins and losses that we've been going through. Is what puts our team in the best position to win. And luckily, Appy, that's his only concern as well.
Have you seen Teagan handle his role changing from week to week, given what his draft status is in his draft year?
I think, Teagan and I recruited him, go way back. I think there's a huge trust factor between him and I. We just have really open and honest conversations. And I told him, again, about some little things about got to be quicker to the plate and make sure your glove's covered up. And what Teagan does is respond. He's a tough kid, and he wants to win. He's going to compete. And when you see those guys make those adjustments and really buy into asking what is going to help them not only here but in the long term, it will help him if he doesn't give up those free 90 feet and whatever it may be. So just continue to communicate with him. He's a guy who just wants the ball. And, today he ends up getting another day of rest, which I think only benefits these guys long term. But just proud of the way he competed because he just wants the ball in his hand to give us a chance to win.
You talked about emotional highs and lows. How much does it help the team when Cam comes off the mound emotional like he does?
I think it's huge, and I just talked on the radio too. It's not like he's like, hey, everybody look at me. He's celebrating the moment with his teammates. And I just think there's a calming presence when you get out there and you kind of know what you're going to get. And ironically, it kind of reminds me of my college roommate, Matt Perk, was a guy that kind of came onto the college scene and was amazing. And we'll see what Cam ends up becoming when it's all said and done. But it was energy, strikes, and tempo, and there's some similarities there for sure.
How would you assess
Couple
the
more.
offense? How would you assess the offense tonight?
Well, this time of the year, hey, you'd like to get double doubles is what we love, not the in and out version, but 10 runs and 10 hits. But we're about winning games. That's where we're at this time of the year. And I know Henry Ford. I mean, I'm looking at, we got the iPads in the dugout now. He's hitting balls at 106 at 22 degrees, and they're getting caught. Curriel makes an amazing play, but Manny tags a few. But our guys are really buying into, hey, we just need to find a way to get it done together, right? And so I don't think they're really worried about this and that. Continue to take good swings. I think every guy that pitched in tonight's game has a chance to pitch in the major leagues. All those guys were famous recruits or turned down a lot of money to come to school. So you knew it was going to be kind of a scratch and claw, gritty game. And I told the team, we were the first time in a while a benefactor. A ball goes through the wickets of some guys, a couple wild pitches go away, and a 2-strike hit. So keep talking to them all the time, but the more they get, hey, these are the reasons that you can win or lose a game. We want those guys to execute when the moment comes.
How good was it
Last
to see
one.
Jay have that hit with 2 outs early in the game?
It's huge, huge. He's a guy that we still believe in. It hasn't gone well for him out of the gates in SEC, but he's still a dynamic talent. He's been an unbelievable teammate. And I just went back. I was up here really late last night. It was stung a little bit, and just Jay plays the game hard, right? And his teammates love him and trust him, and that's not a discredit to anybody else that could have been in the lineup. But that was the theme tonight, is just the way he kind of played on Tuesday. And behind the scenes, just no ego, just continuing to stick with the process and get his work in, his early work, his swings, and defensively he's whether it be second or center, he can really do it. So it's good to see those guys who continue to just grind away and get those moments right there. And a couple of ABs you'd like to have a little bit better, but at the same time, like that was a big knock right there to give us some breathing room.
Thanks, Coach.